talking to Dwain, right? What's your last
Correct,
name, Dwain?
Dwain Linden.
Dwain Linden. He's actually the official photographer for the Renaissance Fair, and the one that we go to every year, and we enjoy all the colorful characters and all the interesting things that we have to offer there. So welcome.
Thank you.
Dwain, tell me about your background, because I know you're a photographer. Tell us about it.
Well, I'm a retired school teacher, retired about 5 years ago. And at that time, photography was pretty much a hobby over the years, a little bit of side work here and there. But after I retired, I took it up pretty seriously at this point now, and I'm enjoying what I do. I do a lot of event-type photography, sports photography. I contract out to a couple colleges to shoot, and I get to pick and choose what I shoot nowadays. It's nice.
That's great. That's great. Now, how did you get the Renaissance gig?
I had been going several years, and I had turned in some work to them at one point. And at the time that I turned it into them, they only had 2 staff photographers, and they began to realize they couldn't get it covered anymore with 2 photographers, so they brought on 3 more of us. They brought on myself, Mike Lozich, and Clarence Alford. And so with the addition of the 3 and the 2 that were already there, we now have a pretty good chance of covering that. This was about 4 years ago.
Right, so you're covering it, and the Renaissance Fair for this year is exactly what dates?
It begins the 9th of April and runs to the 22nd of May. So 7 weekends, 7 direct weekends, and so we're about to open up here in 2 weeks, so we're excited.
Yeah, so for people who are not familiar with California, exactly what's the location?
The location is in Irwindale at the Santa Fe Dam Reservoir, and it is easily off the 210 freeway in Irwindale. And there'll be signs posted, so if you come from LA, you're coming east, and if you're coming from the Inland Empire, you're coming west, and there's plenty of signs. Can't miss it. Get off on Irwindale off the 210, and you can't miss it.
And the hours?
The hours, it opens at 10 in the morning and goes till 7.
Okay.
10 to 7 of the hours the park is open, so we hope you come join us because we love to have guests.
Great, great. Now tell us your favorite part of doing the Renaissance Fair.
Oh, goodness. I think my favorite part is the fact that I love to do what I call ninja shooting. I love to shoot without people knowing I'm shooting them. So at the Renaissance Fair, it's very, very possible to do that. So my favorite part is to catch people being themselves naturally without any put-on pose or any put-on smile, just being themselves. And I love it out there because you can do that so easily. And there's so much color and action and beautiful costumes and beautiful people. Right. So it's an amazing place to shoot.
Now, what's your workflow like, though? You shoot for the, let's say, one particular weekend. Are you Saturday and Sunday?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. And what's your workflow with getting it back to the fair?
I usually have a turnaround with them. I use Dropbox. So I turn around to them in about 3 days, the work from the weekend, and but give them little tidbits along the way. So hopefully that they get a little taste, and then the bulk of the shots then come about 3 days later.
Right, and lastly, tell us about your equipment. What do you use to photograph?
I use Canon 7Ds. My equipment is 7Ds with 2 lenses so that I don't have to change, obviously. I got a wide angle and a zoom lens so that I get close to things like the joust or at the back of the performances by some of the actors, but at the same time to shoot large groups, we do group shots. So I use the 7D simply for the fact that outside of the fair, I do a lot of sports photography, so they're my workhorses.
Right. And what kind of, you said 5Ds?
7Ds.
7Ds, I'm sorry. 7Ds, both are 7Ds?
Yes.
Wow, okay. And so you shoot in JPEG, RAW, what exposure modes?
For most events I shoot that are action and I shoot in JPEG directly. When I have time to be able to take groups and set them up and pose them, things like that, then I'll shoot some RAW so that I have a little more leeway, obviously, to pull things. But mostly JPEGs for them because it's quick and fast, and since most of what their stuff is they use for us is small publications or online it's fast and easy for them as well.
Right. We appreciate your time and talking to.